What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I want to talk about this next week's coming Prophet Orb event, the next one after that, and then of course we're leading into Anniversary, so this is kind of a what do I need to do to prepare for Anniversary. Every single year, it's like the first to second week of June. That is what is going to be the fifth Anniversary event this year? Yeah, I think it's the fifth anniversary event, and usually it has some of the best rewards. Granted, the past couple years hasn't been the best. Let's be honest. Christmas the past couple years has been like the best. Chinese New Year up there as well. Both Chinese New Year, Christmas, and of course anniversary are the three big events of the year, and they all require heroic scrolls. Although the anniversary event also includes Prophet Orbs in the second week of the event. So we need to discuss the heroes that are coming out in the next couple weeks. Rather months, and then do you actually use your Prophet Orb? So let's jump right into it. So first off, we need to discuss what is the anniversary event, what resources you need to save, and how do you prepare to actually complete it, because typically you get good pay to win artifacts. Granted, this year, we've been getting a ton of events that give you pay to win artifacts for only like 3 loops or a full free to play. Like, we're getting tons of artifacts nowadays. Seems like artifacts aren't really that premium anymore. It's more or less, crystal or cores of transcendence and stellar shards. Those are like the new premium. So they're a little more willing to give out. They're willing to give out pay to win artifacts more readily nowadays, it seems like. Granted, more pay to win side of things get a lot of them. Free to play don't get a lot. So when you're free to play or low spenders, even mid spenders, you're really going to decide what events you're going to go in on. And typically what I say nowadays is you use your resources for the rewards, not necessarily the heroes that are attached to it. So one big example of that was the Easter event. So yes, Fiona was a really cool, awesome hero, but at the end of the day, doing 3 loops of heroic scrolls gave you a pay-to-win artifact selection chest, essentially. You could pick any artifact you want. That has to be the most inexpensive, cheapest, free artifact we've ever gotten in the game for the quality of artifact it was. Typically, in the past, we'd get, like a candy bar or a torch or something stupid like that. This time you get to pick your artifact. Hopefully that continues, but don't be surprised if anniversary is a little bit more pay to win. Last year, Russell was 100% gated behind like pay to win. Like, you had to pay lots of money if you wanted to get 9 copies of Russell. Granted, you get Drake 100% free to play. But again, you need to be prepared. You need to save your heroic scrolls. If you plan on participating, make sure you get to the magic, 1880? Yeah, you need 1880 scrolls in order to complete the event, because you get the other 120 from doing loot completions, not counting what you'll get during the week, etc. So that is something we prepared for. And then anniversary, the second week of the event, is typically a Prophet Orb event. So you'll have a second part of the anniversary event that's attached to anniversary that also has really great rewards that you need Prophet Orbs for. So how do we prepare for that? Well, typically Prophet Orb events were 4 loops. You either need to do 3 or 4 loops, so 240 or 320 Prophet Orbs to get the full completion and get the bonus rewards. I'm a little skeptical this year, though, because you guys know you can now do 8 loops of Prophet Orbs in any event. Now, that's kind of cool, because that does mean any hero that comes out in the future, like say you didn't have the scrolls for Fiona, but you really wanted Fiona, you could just wait 1 to 2 months, which it does seem like it's going to be 1 month wait, essentially, and you can use 8 loops worth of Prophet Orbs. Now, that's not easy to collect. You do have to save. You have to hoard a little bit, but you can pick the hero you want. Now, with anniversary coming up, you probably just want to keep saving. So that kind of brings us to our first topic, is should you actually use your Prophet Orbs this coming week on Eloise? So with Eloise, she is a really strong hero. She has some niches, though. She's not just throwing any team. She's going to work great on every account. She is a hero for very, very specific situations. So if you are a very early game player and you don't really have an E5 hero, or you want to build a second E5 hero, she's a great choice. I mean, number one, she's probably the best solo Sealand 20 hero in the game. You could probably argue Inosuke is kind of tied with her, but from what I've seen and done with her, she can actually do it much easier than Inosuke solo Sealand 20, so that is something to remember. Again, you have tons of really great heroes in Shadow, though. You got Horus, you got Tix, you got Ithaca. I mean, there's just so many options for getting Sealand 20 done. Might not be worth the investment on Eloise. One big thing that Eloise does help with, though, is getting your way to what am I trying to say? We're trying to get to Explorer in Vortex. So we kind of took our Eloise straight to Explorer. We didn't really have many pay to win artifacts. We did have like a Tix, but the Tix didn't have any Void imprints. We actually put all the Void imprints on the Eloise, and she was by far the MVP. She survived through everything. She was super, super strong. So if you do need a little help there getting to Explore, because Explorer is a really nice checkpoint. Once you go past Explore, you really, really need a lot of pay to win artifacts. You need the exact perfect setups to push into Valiant, is it? Right? Valiant and then Defier. Going past Explorer for most people is kind of out of the questions until we get like another boost to power on our accounts. But as of right now, she's a really great choice. She can do really good in Aspen Dungeon. She'll get you to death 1. She'll get you maybe even a death 50 depending on the waves you actually face. She's very flexible. You don't even need the best artifacts on her. You can just build like a tanky artifact and she'll be fine. Just like a fearless armor plater courageous, she'll do just fine. And yeah, I mean, she's a cool looking hero too. Like, she's one of the coolest ones that's come out in the very recent timetable. So that's something to remember. Besides that though, she does pretty good in PvP all the way up to the end game. Towards the end game, she does drop off, but even in the late game, she does really, really good, especially if she's the hero that you put all your imprints on, all your stellar shards. So that is something to remember. PvE damage wise, not the best. You're typically going to see a very static, like 2 to 4 billion damage per Broken Spaces wave, Flame Shrine, all that. Nothing to call home about. But between Vortex and Sealand, she's a very, very good hero. Should you use your orbs though? Probably not. I mean, maybe if you're brand new to the game and you want to get her and build her as your first E5, then definitely, because that would be an amazing choice. I think she's one of the top 3 first E5 hero choices that I would pick. And once she becomes more easily accessible, it could be better. So definitely consider that. Now, the second bait event leading up to Anniversary is most likely going to be Fiona at this point. Yes, because 2C Lago came out and they didn't change or add a substitute Prophet Orb hero this month, leads me to believe we're actually going to get Fiona next month in Prophet Orbs, which is kind of crazy that we're now at a 1 month span between a heroic summoning hero and a Prophet Orb. It used to be like 3 to 4, it went down to 2, and now we're down to 1. I don't know if they're going to keep it, but now, this hero is someone that's probably going to help you out. She's not exactly a Sealand hero. She does pretty good in PvE. I don't think she does great in Aspen Dungeon either. Doesn't do too much in Vortex. But if you're looking for a PvP hero, she is kind of defining the PvP meta. Not defining, she's a meta tool. She's like a counter tool. She's really good at slowing down the combat. If you're facing a lot of different teams that have like Demon Bell energy feed to different heroes, she's going to be one that can really, really help you become a tankier team, not die in 1 to 2 rounds in PvP combat, and go the distance. But that's the big question. Do you save your Prophet Orbs and build Fiona, or do you keep saving for Anniversary? That is going to be a really tough question, and only you can decide, really, especially after they made the change to how her shield works. Her shield now, the strength of the shield caps not at 5,000 of her attack, but of the target. So before, if she was your first E5 and you had a bunch of 5 stars, she was really strong because she gave them huge shields that basically kept them alive in PvE, PvP, everything. It was a really cool mechanic. But of course, there were some cheese strategies with Inosuke, with Amun Ra. They were basically unkillable. They had to make a change. And so what the change was they made it to 5,000 of their attack. So if you only have like a 5-star in your team, 5,000 of their attack is not much of a shield. So that's something to consider. Granted, she does have a lot of support. She can do some, I mean, you guys saw, she can do some really crazy damage in PvE as well. It's not the best though, especially when you get to Flame Shrine bosses when there's 3 targets. She doesn't exactly line up her attack with the Drake defense down, so that's a downside. Again, she's more or less like an endgame PvP tool exclusively. If you're early in the game, I would probably hard pass for Anniversary. So what do you guys think is going to happen during the anniversary event? Again, it's probably one of the biggest hype events of the year, and sometimes we are let down. Last year was kind of a big letdown, especially when both the heroes were underpowered. They were fine, but most people felt like they were underpowered, and then they gave them the buff the week after. We'll have to see how it turns out. Most likely it's going to be a double hero release again. The past 2 years have been double releases. In 2019, we had Amun-Ra and Penny come out. Last year, we had Drake and Russell. Chances are we're going to see another light and dark combo come out again. I feel like that's what's going to happen. So definitely be prepared for that. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys are saving. Again, save those scrolls, save those Prophet Orbs. Hopefully if the event is really good, it'll be nice and it'll be crazy. It'd be crazy if we could somehow get like 2 pay-to-win artifacts. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time.